Part 1. The Morning Habit that quietly awakens your body and your confidence. I want you to think about your morning, not the glare of your phone screen or the noise of the world waking up. I'm talking about something simpler, quieter. The very first light of the day, the sun itself. Because as odd as it might sound, that light could be the very thing your body's been waiting for. See, after more than 3 decades of working with men in their 60s, 70s, and even 80s, I can tell you this with absolute certainty. Your body still remembers how to function. It still knows how to respond. It just hasn't been given the right signal in a long time. And that's where morning sunlight comes in. There's a small window of time every day, about 30 minutes after you wake up, when your body is biologically primed to receive instructions. It's like a built-in reset button for your hormones, your blood flow, even your energy. I call it your morning biological window, and if you activate it the right way, everything else begins to shift, naturally, gently, without pills or pressure. Now, I know it might sound too simple to be effective, but believe me when I say the science behind it is solid. Sunlight tells your brain to wake up your hypothalamus. That's the command center that governs your sleep, mood, energy, and testosterone production. As soon as natural light hits your skin and enters your eyes, your body starts ramping up testosterone and releasing nitric oxide, a molecule that helps relax your blood vessels and improve circulation. That circulation, it's essential for strong, lasting erections. I'll never forget Don, one of my longtime patients. He was 74 and looked completely defeated the first time he walked into my office. "Doc," he said quietly, "I just don't wake up like I used to." He thought he needed a prescription or some kind of medical fix, but I told him to do something different. "Don, every morning, just step outside. Let the sun touch your skin. 10 minutes, that's all." 2 weeks later, he called me. His voice was brighter, almost playful. "Doc, something's working again." That's not magic. That's biology. Even on cloudy days, your body still receives enough light to activate this process. You don't need to stare into the sun. Please don't. Just be near a window, on a porch, or standing in your backyard. What matters is that you show up, that you let your body receive what it's been craving. And here's what I tell every man who walks through my door. You are not broken. Your body hasn't given up. It's just been waiting for the right invitation to come alive again. Let morning sunlight be that invitation. Part 2. Breathing to heal. The quiet switch. Between survival and intimacy, let me ask you something personal. Have you ever wanted to be close to someone, truly close, but your body just didn't cooperate? The desire is there. The memory of how things used to be is there. But the response? Flat, delayed, distant. If you've been through this, please hear me when I say, it's not your fault, and you're not alone. Because what most doctors never tell you is that erections aren't just a function of blood flow or hormones, they're also deeply tied to the one system we rarely think about when it comes to sex, your nervous system. Now, stay with me here, because this part could change everything for you. Your body operates with 2 main modes, or switches, governed by your autonomic nervous system. The sympathetic mode, which is your fight or flight state, and the parasympathetic mode, which is your rest and recover state. Here's the catch. Erections only happen when your body feels safe. Not alert, not worried, not tense. Safe. That means if your brain perceives any kind of stress, no matter how small, it flips your internal switch into survival mode. And in survival mode, your body shuts down sexual function to conserve energy and protect you. Now here's the real kicker. After 60, many men live in a constant low-grade state of tension. You may not even notice it anymore. It's just there. A tight chest, a clenched jaw, a restless mind, worry about money, health, relationships, regret, loneliness. You may not feel like you're in full-on stress, but your body sure does. And this quiet tension is like a padlock on your arousal system. So how do we change that? We breathe, but not the shallow, distracted breaths most of us take throughout the day. I'm talking about intentional, deep, slow belly breathing, done first thing in the morning, before the world gets to you. Why? Because deep breathing isn't just calming, it's physiological medicine. When you breathe deeply into your belly, you activate the vagus nerve, a long nerve that connects your brain to your heart, your lungs, your gut, and yes, your genitals. Activating this nerve shifts your body from fight or flight into rest and recovery. Your heart rate slows, your blood vessels dilate, your cortisol, the stress hormone, drops. And most importantly, your body opens up to intimacy again. One of my favorite stories is from Gary, 67, a retired firefighter. Tough guy, spent his whole life running into danger. But when he came to me, he looked defeated. He said, "Doc, I just don't feel connected anymore. Not to my body, not to my partner. I feel cut off." I taught him one simple breathing technique. Sit or lie down. Inhale slowly through your nose for 4 seconds. Hold for 4. Exhale gently through your mouth for 6. Repeat 10 times. No pressure, no effort, just presence. Within days, Gary said he was sleeping better, feeling calmer, laughing more, and a few weeks later, his connection with his partner and with himself came back, naturally. Now, I know this might sound too easy. I get it. But after treating thousands of men over the years, I can tell you this with confidence. The men who slow down long enough to breathe are the ones who heal the fastest. Because it's not always about doing more. Sometimes it's about doing less, but doing it with attention. Just 90 seconds of belly breathing each morning can begin to shift your nervous system, soften your body, and open the door to physical and emotional closeness. Let's be honest, when was the last time you gave your body a chance to just feel safe? Not rushed, not judged, not ashamed, just safe. You deserve that. Your body deserves that. So tomorrow morning, before the headlines, before the emails, before the noise of life, close your eyes. Breathe. Not because you're trying to fix something, but because your body has been waiting for your permission to come back to life. Part 3. Your pelvic floor, the hidden muscle behind stronger, lasting erections. Let me take a guess. You've probably never been told that your erections depend, quite literally, on muscles you've never even heard of. And yet, it's true. Tucked quietly at the base of your body, beneath the organs, beneath the surface, lives a powerful but often forgotten group of muscles. The pelvic floor. These muscles aren't flashy. They won't get you compliments at the gym. But if you're over 60 and struggling to stay firm during intimacy, these might just be the most important muscles you'll ever train. Let me explain. Your pelvic floor forms a kind of hammock beneath your bladder and genitals. During arousal, when blood rushes into the penis, these muscles act like a natural valve system. They squeeze and hold the blood in, maintaining pressure and firmness. But as you age, and especially if you sit a lot, move less, or have gone through surgeries like prostate removal, these muscles can weaken, and when that happens, you might still feel desire. You might still get started, but something fades. Something slips away halfway through. Sound familiar? That's exactly what happened with Robert, a patient of mine who came in at 68. He sat across from me, eyes down, embarrassed. "Doc, I can get hard sometimes, but I can't stay there. It's like it disappears right when I need it most." I looked him in the eye and told him something no one had ever told him before. "Robert, this isn't a failure of willpower. It's not in your head. It's your pelvic floor. And we can fix that. You see, just like your biceps or your legs, your pelvic floor can be trained and strengthened. And the best part? You don't need a gym. You don't need special equipment. You don't even need to leave your house. The exercise is simple. While seated or standing, squeeze the muscles you'd use to stop the flow of urine. Hold that squeeze for about 5 seconds. Then relax. Repeat this 10 to 15 times. You can do it while brushing your teeth, waiting for your coffee, even watching TV. No one sees it, but you'll feel it. At first, it might feel strange, like you're not sure if you're doing it right. That's okay. What matters is consistency. The muscles will catch on, and within a few weeks, most men start noticing the difference. Firmer erections, better control, and in many cases, stronger, more satisfying orgasms. Robert followed the plan, quietly, faithfully, each morning. 3 weeks later, he walked back into my office with a small but unmistakable smile. "Doc," he said, "I feel like I'm finally back in the driver's seat." That's the power of reconnecting with your own body. I want you to really take that in for a moment. This is not about turning yourself into someone you're not. This is about reclaiming what's already yours, your strength, your control, your presence in the moment. And here's something even more beautiful. When you strengthen your pelvic floor, you're not just building erections. You're also supporting your posture, your core, your bladder function, even your confidence. This isn't just about sex. It's about standing taller in your life, literally and figuratively. So if no one's ever told you this before, let me be the first. There is a part of you that is quietly waiting to be reawakened, and with just a few gentle squeezes a day, you can bring it back to life. It doesn't take hours. It doesn't take effort. It just takes a little attention and the willingness to believe that you're not past your prime. You're just rebuilding your foundation. Part 4. The breakfast mistake. Most men make and how to eat for energy, hormones, and blood flow. I want to ask you something simple but important. What did you eat this morning? Maybe a slice of toast, maybe just coffee, or maybe, like a lot of men, you skipped breakfast altogether because, well, you weren't hungry or didn't feel it mattered. But what if I told you that what you put on your plate in the first hour of your day could be fueling or sabotaging your ability to perform, not just in life, but in bed? As a urologist, I've spent years helping men improve their blood flow, hormone balance, and sexual stamina. And I can tell you with certainty, erections begin at the breakfast table. Let me explain why. Your penis isn't powered by magic. It's powered by blood vessels, and those blood vessels are directly affected by the foods you eat, especially in the morning when your body is most sensitive to nutrients and most vulnerable to inflammation. Here's what I see far too often. Men over 60 who wake up, have a cup of black coffee and maybe a bowl of sugary cereal or a muffin, and by noon, they're crashing, foggy-headed, irritable, and when it comes time for intimacy, their body just isn't there. What they don't realize is that they're starting the day with a blood sugar spike, followed by a crash, and setting the stage for poor circulation, unstable hormones, and fatigue. But it doesn't have to be that way. With just a few small changes, your breakfast can become a powerful tool for hormone production, blood vessel health, and all-day energy. Here's what I recommend to my patients. The circulation plate, I call it. Eggs, rich in choline, which supports healthy testosterone and brain function. Leafy greens or beets, high in dietary nitrates, which convert to nitric oxide and support blood flow. Avocado, packed with heart-healthy fats that keep your vessels flexible and strong. Berries, full of antioxidants that reduce oxidative stress in your arteries. Pumpkin seeds or walnuts, natural sources of zinc and arginine, both linked to libido and vascular repair. Nothing fancy. Just real, whole foods that support your biology, not fight it. One of my patients, Carl, 72, told me something I'll never forget. He said, "Doc, I thought breakfast was just for energy. I didn't think it had anything to do with down there. But when we replaced his toast and jelly with eggs, sautéed spinach, and a few slices of avocado, his energy shifted. His confidence came back, and his performance followed. Because it turns out your body doesn't need more effort. It needs better fuel. I'm not saying you need to overhaul your entire diet overnight, but starting your day with intention, giving your body the right materials at the right time, creates a domino effect. Your blood sugar stays steady. Your testosterone has the building blocks it needs, and your arteries stay relaxed and responsive, not stiff and sluggish. It's a simple shift, but one with profound results. And here's the best part. You're not giving anything up. You're reclaiming something, a sense of control, a sense of clarity, a body that feels strong, stable, and awake. not just in your mind, but in every system that matters. So tomorrow morning, before you reach for that coffee and empty carb, ask yourself, is what I'm about to eat building my vitality or draining it? Because every morning is a chance to eat in a way that supports your energy, your hormones, your circulation, and yes, your intimacy. And believe me, once you start feeling the difference, you'll never want to go back. Part 5. The Power of Routine. How small morning habits can transform the rest of your life. Let me be honest with you. Knowing what to do is easy. We've talked about sunlight, about breathing, about the muscles you can't see, about food that supports, not sabotages, your health. But knowing isn't enough. Because real change doesn't come from knowledge, it comes from consistency. And that, my friend, is the part most men struggle with. Not because they're lazy or unwilling, but because no one ever showed them how to build a rhythm they could trust. A routine that feels natural, doable, even enjoyable. That's where the transformation begins, not in effort, but in rhythm. Let me paint a picture for you. What if your mornings didn't begin with stiffness and frustration, but with movement, light, and a quiet sense of control? What if you didn't scramble to fix yourself with pills or apologies, but instead started your day already knowing your body was on your side? That's what this is about. Not perfection, not performance, but partnership with your own body. Here's what I tell my patients. While your coffee is brewing, step outside or open a window and let the light in. Before you check your phone, take 10 slow belly breaths. Let your nervous system settle before the world speeds it up. While brushing your teeth, do your pelvic floor squeezes, those tiny, invisible flexes that build real power over time. Then sit down to a breakfast that loves you back, one that fuels your blood, your brain, your hormones, your day. That's it. Not complicated, not overwhelming, just intentional, gentle, human. You don't need a 20-step protocol. You just need a few things done well, every morning. And here's what happens when you do. Your body begins to trust you again. Your energy comes back, not as a jolt, but as a quiet fire. Your confidence returns, not as bravado, but as calm presence. And yes, your erections return, not forced, not rushed, but natural, like they used to be. But more than that, you come back, not just as a man who functions, but as a man who feels whole again. One of my favorite patients, Don, the same man who rediscovered his mornings through sunlight, told me something that I still carry with me. He said, "The best part isn't just that I'm having better erections, it's that I feel like I'm getting myself back." That's it. That's the whole point. Because this isn't just about sex. It's about dignity. It's about connection. It's about not fading quietly into the background of your own life. So if you're still reading this, if you've made it this far, I want to say something very clearly. You are not too old, and it is not too late. Tomorrow morning is waiting, and this time you won't just wake up. You'll rise with purpose. So take that first breath, step into the light, start your quiet exercises, fuel your body with what it truly needs, and keep doing it, day by day, with grace and patience, because your life isn't over. It's evolving, and the man you're becoming, he still has so much to give. A final word from Dr. James Rowen. If even one part of this message resonated with you, if it gave you hope or a gentle nudge forward, I'd be honored if you'd share it. Leave a comment below. Let me know what you're going to start tomorrow morning. You never know. Your words might be exactly what another man needs to hear. And if you'd like to see more honest, science-based advice made just for men over 60, please consider subscribing or following this page. It helps us keep this space alive, clean from hype and full of real solutions. And remember, you don't need to be perfect. You just need to begin. One habit, one morning, one breath at a time. If something in this message touched you, if you found yourself nodding quietly or feeling seen in a way you haven't in a long time, then don't let this be the end of the conversation. Subscribe to this channel. Follow along. Not because I have all the answers, but because I'm committed to walking this road with you. Each week I share honest, no hype, science-backed insights for men over 60 who are ready to reclaim their health, their energy, their confidence, and their sense of self. So if you're tired of noise, if you're done being told that your best days are behind you and you're ready for real tools, spoken with respect, then hit that follow button and let's keep building together. You are not alone. You are not invisible. And you are absolutely not done. See you in the next video and in the next morning that begins with strength, not silence.